is the 5th time I've tried to record this part. My regular intro will be right after this, but September is Suicide Prevention Month, and I've never talked about this on my channel, but I know I've mentioned it maybe on my other social medias. I've struggled with depression, I've had suicidal thoughts, as well as attempts, and a lot of loved ones in my life are kind of in that same boat with me, and I've lost loved ones to suicide. And so in the description box below, there will be resources, a link that have helped myself and loved ones of mine get through those dark times. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you or someone you know are having these thoughts or are in that negative, scary space, just know that your feelings are valid. You're not selfish, you're not weak, you're not any of those things. It's okay. And please try to push through it. Reach out to someone, reach out to a loved one, a friend, a family member. Call one of the resources in the description box below, or even DM me, but get help. I've recently started therapy and it's really helping, and therapy isn't for everyone. It might not work for you and you might need a different coping mechanism, but all I can ask of you is to try to push through. And if you know someone who is struggling, or want to know what warning signs to look for, or how to approach situations like this, I'll link some more resources down below for family members and friends of people who are struggling with suicidal thoughts. You matter, you are loved, and you will get through this. Hola, amores, welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Zara Z if you can't pronounce it, and today is not a story time, and it's actually the first time in forever many years that I posted more than once a year, so she's thriving. Basically today is going to be me showing you guys how I did my makeup in middle school. I'll probably sprinkle in a few little stories here and there while I do my makeup, because my makeup routine in middle school consisted of 4 steps, so it's not too entertaining. I figured since you guys heard about me in middle school, you might as well take a little peek into what I looked like in middle school. But I can't find any pictures. My MySpace, I can't remember the password. I can see that it's still up, and I can still see that I have photos on there, but I can't access them, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. So I can't get pictures to post, and nor would I genuinely want to post those pictures. So instead, I am going to take this face off and put on my middle school face, which consisted of basically nothing. So I will be right back. I'm going to take this makeup off because, believe it or not, this mess is very different from the mess I had on in middle school. Okay, here I am, bare face, on camera for the first time in forever. Jesus Christ. Anyways, first things first, I'm the realist, and the really dumb one too, because in middle school I didn't wear moisturizer, I didn't wear sunscreen, I didn't wear primer, I didn't wear foundation, I didn't wear powder, I didn't wear highlight, I didn't wear blush, I didn't wear bronzer. It was bare skin. I didn't wear any of that. Obviously today I did moisturize with the Fenty Fat Water. I used the toner first, and then I put the sunscreen moisturizer on second. It's actually been, I think, a full month since I've started using Fenty Skin, so if you guys want a review on those products, just let me know and I'll go ahead and do that for you. But second step, eyebrows. I also didn't do anything to my eyebrows. These are kind of what they looked like in middle school. Obviously, they're a little bit more cleaned up. Now, I tried to not pluck in preparation for this video, but in middle school, they were basically a little bushier than these, but same shape and stuff, because these are just my eyebrows. So yeah, I told you guys this wasn't gonna be super exciting. So the first real step, when I actually start putting things on my face, is eyeliner. And I used to take a black pencil eyeliner and line my waterline, and then whatever this top, the inside of that lash line is, so that I would look like a baby raccoon, because that was the look back then, so I thought. And the problem is I personally don't own any more of those pencils. I think looking at photos of myself kind of traumatized me, and so I told myself I would never own another black pencil eyeliner. So I stole my mom's. She has the Makeup Forever black pencil liner, which again, which again, I sanitized, so I cut off the tip and then I'm using that. But yeah, while I do this, and I'm gonna try to, this isn't my mirror, by the way, I'm not at my own house. While I try to do this, I'll also try to tell you guys a little more about myself when I was in middle school. Let me scoot up. When I was in middle school, I ate basically the same fucking thing for lunch every day. And it was the most unhealthy lunch, so don't judge me because I still eat this occasionally now. So we would sneak off campus for lunch because we were supposed to stay on campus. We were fucking children. We weren't supposed to be leaving school grounds. But if you went to Little Viz or Big Viz, you know that Teddy's was like a staple for us. So we would sneak off campus and we'd all basically get the exact same thing. We'd get $1 worth of pica fresa, which is a candy. And then we'd get $1 worth of thinly sliced salami. And then we'd get a small pack of Philadelphia cream cheese, a bag of hot Cheetos, and either like a juice or soda. I always got Coke because I'm literally obsessed and addicted to that drink. Not the drug, the drink. I just want to make that clear. And basically what we do is we dip the hot Cheeto into the cream cheese and then put that little cream cheese covered hot Cheeto on a slice of salami and then eat that like it was a little taquito. And then obviously the pica fresa was your dessert, which fucking, it was unhealthy, but it still sounds really good to this day. I'm pretty sure Teddy's is closed now, which is really sad. I got to go see the lady who ran it a few weeks before she closed it. Like, she told me she was gonna close it and it was really sad, but that's not why I'm crying. I'm crying because I haven't lined my water line in fucking forever and it's really starting to irritate my eyes. So now that my eyes are completely bloodshot because it got irritated because of all that eyeliner, we can move on to the next step, which was mascara. I didn't curl my lashes, I didn't wear false lashes, I didn't have eyelash extensions, obviously. I just wore like 3 coats of mascara on the top layer and on the bottom layer to get them extra spidery. And I'm gonna try to do this just in the viewfinder. No, I'm gonna use the mirror, sorry about it. Okay, let's see. What else can I tell you guys about middle school me? So I didn't just have beef with other students, I had beef with teachers. Don't get me wrong, there were a few teachers and staff members that I truly genuinely loved and I felt like were truly and genuinely there for the students, but there was definitely teachers that I had beef with. One of them follows me on Instagram now, and like I've forgiven her, and I don't think she's a bad teacher. I genuinely think that she was looking out for me and making sure that like I was living up to my potential as a writer, because she really loved my essays and stuff. But she did something that really fucking annoyed me at the time. And I'm sorry if you guys hear that banging in the background. The blinds are like being pushed by the wind, but it's too hot for me to close that window. But basically in middle school, I still didn't have like a full concept of my sexuality, which if you guys don't know, I'm pansexual, but obviously I was a kid at the time, so I didn't genuinely understand what my sexuality was. I just knew I had a crush on a girl in our class, which was, I'll call Jessie. So Jessie sat behind me in our English class and we were all like silently working on something. I don't remember what it was, but everyone was like quiet and like focused on their work. Jessie was sitting behind me, so they were playing with my hair, like, you know, running their fingers through it and like braiding it, whatever, just like, you know, playing with my hair. And me having a crush on her at the time, I was super geeked about it because I was like, oh, you're giving me attention, you're touching me, ah, yay. But my teacher just saw us, and instead of like coming to our desk and like saying, hey, no, she decided that from the front of the classroom, she would yell, Zyra and Jesse, stop flirting and focus on your work. Which, bitch, one, you're being a cockblock, but two, I was embarrassed as fuck because I genuinely did have a crush on this person. So I turned beet fucking red because that's what I do. When I get embarrassed, I turn super fucking red. And I was just like, cool, you just fucking exposed us to the whole class. Like, we weren't like dating or anything. I wish we were, but we weren't. So I was a little salty. But like I said, I forgave her for that. Another teacher at that school got our music teacher had charges brought against him that he pleaded no contest to. So he like didn't admit guilt, but also said that there was enough evidence against him to convict him, basically. And it was like indecent acts with a minor, non-sexual, I don't know. I read like a really long article, and I watched an interview that he did with San Francisco Chronicle, I think. But some of his, like, the victims that were named, which I'm not going to be saying anyone's name, obviously, but some of the victims that were named, like, they came out and said that they didn't feel like he did anything inappropriate to them. He never did anything inappropriate to me. I also just didn't spend much time. Like, I was in band, but I wasn't good, so, like, I never stayed after school. I didn't even know that kids were like getting in his car, going to his apartment. Like, I genuinely had no idea any of this was going on, which, like, even if he wasn't doing anything like sexually inappropriate with them, it's just inappropriate for any teacher to like invite students over to their apartment. Like, I think that's weird. Whether your partner, who I believe he has a wife, whether his wife was there or not, like, I just think that's so inappropriate. But yeah, a couple of the people who were named basically said that they didn't feel like he was inappropriate. So that was that. And the last teacher that I had like actual beef with was another English teacher, this white teacher who we'll call Mr. Bob. He wasn't old, he was like pretty young, but he just gave me the creeps. Like, he would always give me like this weird little smile / like look whenever he saw me. Like, he would stare at me for too long. Like, I don't know, he was just icky. I didn't like him. He like never said anything inappropriate or anything like that to me, but he just made me feel uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. He just made me feel uncomfortable. But there was one incident where I finally was like, you done went too far. Lucy, actually, from my last story, she was in the office and her mom was called to the school, and I don't remember why, to be completely honest with you guys. But I saw her mom in the office because I happened to be walking by. I don't know why I wasn't in class, but I just wasn't. And I went to go introduce myself because that was my friend's mom. So I was like, oh, hi, señora, how are you? My name is Zyra, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, hola, mija, ¿cómo estás? We were talking in Spanish, whatever. And for whatever reason, Mr. Bob was also in the office. So it was Mr. Bob, the secretary, Lucy's mom, and myself. And I'm sure people were like, the counselors were probably like in their offices, but the doors were closed. And so I was talking to Lucy's mom, and Mr. Bob like came at me sideways, like immediately was very aggressive and loud. I remember that, and told me to go back to class. And so I was like, well, you're rude because you just interrupted my conversation. So out loud, I just looked at him and I was just like, I'll go to class in a second. And I continued my conversation with Lucy's mom. I was going to finish my conversation and then go to class because you were the rude one. You interrupted. And as a matter of fact, you shouldn't be yelling at me. Your job is to educate me, not raise your voice at me. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. So I was like, no, I didn't like that energy. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and then I'll go to class, because this conversation ain't gonna take more than 30 seconds, sir. So he's still yelling at me. I'm now like just talking to Lucy's mom, like, da, 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 da. I swear to God, not even 15 seconds, I wrap up my conversation with her. I physically turn to leave the office, and he comes around from behind the desk and puts his hands on my shoulder. Now, keep in mind, 1, you already make me feel uncomfortable. 2, I already don't like you. 3, my parents always told me that no one is allowed to touch me. It doesn't matter what body part. Teachers, counselors, staff, not allowed to put hands on me. My body is my body. You're not allowed to touch me. So when he put his hands on my shoulders, I was like, ooh, nope, threat, 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 threat. And I went like this, and I like moved his hands off my shoulder, and I kicked back and kicked him in the nuts. I put my little leg back. I've always been a dancer, so she went all the way back, kicked him in the nuts, and I went to class. So I was already on my way to class. You didn't have to put hands on me. So I went to class. I don't remember what came from it. I think because the secretary was there and Lucy's mom was there, and they saw what happened, like I didn't get in trouble. But from that moment on, he never spoke to me. I never spoke to him again. But he shouldn't have put hands on me, is all I'm saying. He shouldn't have put hands on me, and he wouldn't have gotten hurt. Now that the eyes are down, we're basically almost done, y'all. Jesus Christ, I look scary. Okay, so I've also always have had eczema, which if you don't know what eczema is, I'm not super knowledgeable either. Honestly, I just know that basically I have super dry skin or skin patches, and they can flare out because of the weather. Sometimes they flare out if I'm stressed. Sometimes it could be a number of things that like flare them up. But basically in middle school, it was super bad around my eyes and around my mouth. Like my mouth used to be like around my lips, it used to be raw and like flaky and just really, really gross looking. And it was something that I was always super insecure about. And I used to use Carmex, which is absolutely awful for you. It's so bad for you, and I would just apply it like nonstop. I would just apply it because the moment my lips felt dry, I would lick, right? I would do this. And so this top part where my tongue would reach, ew, I hate that I did that. This top part where my tongue would reach would then get irritated, because then that would dry out, and then it would like, it was just like this vicious cycle. And so I'm not obviously gonna put Carmex on my lips today. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put Blistex on my lip. I would basically just put this on, and then I wouldn't just put it on my lips. I used to put it like on the top too, and on the bottom, like where the redness was, so to try to soothe it. And then on top of that, I would put lip gloss on. I would put lip gloss on, and today we're going to be using the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. All right, I have my hoops on, and this is it. This is the final look. This is what I looked like in middle school. The only difference was that our uniform consisted of like a white t-shirt or a white top of some sort, and then like black pants. And I remember one of the dumb shit that we used to do in middle school was like, the girls, we would wear like our jeans, right? So we would wear jeans, and then over those jeans we would wear black sweatpants, so that during the day we were in uniform, right? Or do we wear like our purple PE sweatpants that were given to us by the school, and then like we'd walk around with like just our asses hanging out, like jeans, right? So the jeans were still underneath the sweatpants, so you could see like our ass in jeans underneath these sweatpants. We were sagging like the boys basically. And then come like the last period or last few minutes of class, or right after the bell rang, you would like rip off your fucking sweats and like let people see you in jeans. Like now I don't know what the point of that was, but we did it and we felt super cute doing it. So here you have it. This is what Zyra looked like when she was scaring girls into different states, punching teachers in the nuts, and eating hot Cheetos at lunchtime. Not much has really changed, honestly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, as always, by you guys, I mean Michela. And actually, I saw 2 people comment on my last video. I want to remember your names without looking it up. I think it was like Trips Times, and Angel. So I hope all 3 of you enjoyed this video. All right, so I hope you guys have a beautiful morning, day, night, whenever it is that you're watching this, and please stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, be polite to others, and fuck Mike Pence.